Hello guys, once again welcome back. So today in this video we will be discussing it about types of forensic evidences and the role of nurse. It is very important in the forensic science for the BSc honors nursing students, those who are dealing with the fifth semester. Now discussing about the definition of forensic evidences. Forensic evidence in forensic science, a wide variety of specimen can be used as evidence depending on the nature of the cases. It can be homicide, sexual assault, theft, etc. These specimen can come from the human body, the crime scene, or object involved in the crime. So, forensic science is simply in that the evidence that has been collected from the cases, that example homicide, it can be a sexual assault, theft, etc. These specimens are mainly coming from the human body. It can be a biological evidence, it can be a physical evidence, it can be a criminology or toxicology evidence, or trace elements that can be discussed it further. Now, types of forensic evidences. First one is biological specimen. Second one is physical evidence, chemical or toxicological evidence, trace elements, digital technological specimen, documented related specimen, dental or skeletal remains. So it will be discussing one by one. First one is biological specimen. Biological specimen are those specimen which contains DNA or biological markers. It can be a blood, that is blood, it has DNA, blood type, toxicology. Biological specimen can be a saliva. Found on items like secret buds, envelopes, or bite markers used for DNA. So, if anything get its biological evidence, so we can easily find out the DNA. It can be helpful in paternity testing. It can be helpful in find out the victims. So, next one is semen. Semen is common in sexual assault cases, vaginal or rectal swabs for DNA or presence of foreign material in sexual assault. Urine, drug testing, alcohol or poison analysis. So with the help of urine, we can find it out the drug testing, alcohol or poison analysis. Hair can provide DNA if root is attached or toxicological data. Skin cells touch DNA from surfaces like weapons, doorknobs, etc. Teeth and bones useful in decomposed or unidentified bodies, example DNA or age estimation. Now we're discussing it about second one is physical evidence. Physical evidence used for comparison, reconstruction, or to link suspect or victim to a scene. So it comprises of fibers, glass fragments, paints, soil or dust, tool marks, fingerprints. Fibers can be gathered from cloths, carpets, etc. Glass fragments from windows or bottles, paints from vehicles or tools, soil or dust from geographical origin. Tool marks can link tools to force entries or damage. Fingerprints, classical forensic evidence, can be latent or visible. Invisible or visible, we can find it out with the help of some solutions. Now come to chemicals or toxicological specimen. So chemical or toxicological specimen can be gastric contents, liver or kidney tissues, hair or nails, breath samples. Gastric contents useful in poisoning cases or to determine the time of death. Liver or kidney tissue for detecting drugs, poison. Hair or nails, long-term drug or heavy metals exposure. Breath samples, alcohol detection in drug influence cases. DUI means drug under influence, DUI. Now comes to trace evidence. Trace evidence are microscopic or minute materials transferred during contact. It can be a gunshot residue, GSR, on hands, clothing after firing a weapon. Explosive residue on hands, clothing पे मिल सकता है, and debris. Pollen or spores can link suspect to specific location. Metal or paint traces from accident or tools. Now comes to fifth evidence, that is called biological or technological specimen. First one is increasingly relevant in modern investigation. Now, in the 21st century, Gen Zs are more expert in technology, so more crimes happens via technology. It can be a sexual assault, it can be a money transfer related issues. Okay, so digital evidences that can be evident data from the cell phones, hard drives, or flash drives. Evidence can be digital footprints, examples GPS trackers, social media platforms, activity like Instagram, WhatsApp, GPay, Facebook, etc. Met. And last can be security camera footage. It can be a evidence if recorded in the camera. Sixth one is documented related specimen. So documented related specimen can be handwriting samples or forgery evidences, paper ink, printer analysis. Several evidence, and it's called the last evidence, that is called dental and skeletal remains, especially in cases of severe decomposition, fires, mass disasters. So in these cases, what was happening? All body can be decomposed. So we cannot find it out. We cannot find it out. The body. It can be he or she. It cannot be find it out. The body's age, geological age. So it is mainly helpful in finding it out the archaeological age and the sex, ancestry examination, right? So teeth durable can identify victims. Skull and bones can be helpful in finding out the sex, age, stature, ancestry estimation. Hope so you have understand. Let us it summarize in a quick way. Biological evidences can be DNA, saliva, semen, vaginal rectal swab, urine, hair, skin cells, teeth, bones. Right? Physical evidence can be fingerprints, fibers, paints, glass fragments, tool makers, soil or dust. Chemical or toxicological evidences can be gastric contents, liver or kidney tissue, hair or nails, breath samples. Trace evidence can be gunshot residue, explosives, pollen spores, metal or paints. Digital evidences can be cell phones, hard drives, security camera footage, GPS, and social media data. Document evidence can be handwriting samples, ink paper analysis, and last one is dental, skeletal teeth, and skull bones. Now comes to its second part, division of forensic laboratory. So there are some laboratory in which there has been division occurs. So first one is biological and DNA division. Biological or DNA division. Here we have three parts, that is called evidence handled, test conducted, and equipment. What the equipment needed? Evidence. What kind of evidence handled in biological or DNA division? So it handled blood, saliva, semen, hair, tissue. What kind of test conducted in biological or DNA division? That is called DNA profiling. STR. STR is nothing but short tandem repeat. It is mainly helpful in the finding out the victims, and also find out in paternity testing, right? Equipments which is here needed, that is called PCR machines, electrophoresis unit, DNA sequencers, and fume hood. Now comes to discussing it about the chemistry or toxicological division, that is most important in the forensic evidences, helpful in finding out the forensic evidences. Yes, for here, what kind of evidence handled in the toxicological division, that is body fluids, stomach content, drugs, poisons, right? What kind of test conducted in toxicological division, that is drug identification, alcohol content, poison detection. What kind of equipment here is needed, that is called GCMS, gas chromatography and mass spectrometry, HPLC, and spectrophotometers. Now come to find it out, trace or evidence division. Here the evidence handle, that is called the here, fibers, glass, paint, soil, gunshot residue. What kind of test conducted here, that is microscopic comparison, chemical composition analysis. And what kind of equipment here needed, that is called comparison microscope, SEM, scanning electron microscope, and FTIR. Firearms and tool marks division, that is called ballistic lab. What kind of evidence handled in this, that is called the gunshots, bullets, cartridge cases, tool impressions, marks. So here in this the tool marks division, that is called the ballistic lab, helpful in finding out the evidence like gunshots, cartridge based tools, and tool impression marks. What kind of test conducting, that is called the firearm function test, trajectory analysis. Suppose gunshot has been fired from here and the person victim is standing here, so it is mainly helpful to find out the angle, from which angle it has been delivered, so that we can find out the victims from that position, and what kind of shot has been, what kind of pistol has been used by the victim. Now we're discussing about what kind of equipment are mainly used for the tool division, that is called the ballistic lab, that is called the comparison microscope, ballistic gel, IBIS, that is called integrated ballistic identification system. It is mainly most useful system that has been used in the IBIS system and the ballistic lab. Fifth division, that is called the documented division, that has been discussed in the previous slides. Documented evidence can be the handwriting, ink printer analysis, and many of the things. So here we're discussing it about, it can be a wills, contracts, handwritten notes, counterfeit currency, right? So what kind of test has been conducted here, that is called the handwriting analysis, to find out the victim, ink analysis, and forgery detection. Equipments that is used, that is called the video spectral comparator, microscopes, electrostatic detection devices. Sixth one is Digital Forensic Division. Digital Forensic Division. Digital Forensic Division is mainly useful for the evidences like computers, phones, USB devices, and cloud data. Here it is mainly used. We can mainly use that data sciences and data analytics. Here the data conducted that is called the data recovery, email tracing, malware and analysis. Equipment are mainly used for. Here it is mainly used softwares that is called the NKs and FTK. Write blockers, forensic imaging tools. Now we're discussing it about the some about anthropology and odontology lab. Anthropology odontology lab. So anthropology, what kind of evidence handle that is called the bones, skeletal remains and teeth. And the test conducted here is age, sex, ancestry, cause of death, estimation, bite mark analysis. Equipment here I use radiographers, 3D scanners, anthropometric tools. Ninth lab that is called the fire investigation division or the arson division. Here the evidence handle is about the burnt debris, accelerant residues, and the burnt debris and accelerant residues. Right. Test conducted is that the origin to find out the origin of fire, to find the identification of accelerants. Equipment is used GCMS, explosive residue kits, and sniffers. Now we have completed the division of forensics labs. Now we're discussing about some famous forensic lab in India as well as in the abroad. First one is FBI, Forensic Ballistic Investigation. FBI laboratory that is mainly in USA. One of the largest and most advanced. Right. First one is. Second one is CFSL, Central Forensic Science Laboratories under the Ministry of Home Affairs. That is mainly present in India. It can be asked in the MCQ as well. FCFSL. Third one is Scotland Yard Forensic Science. That is mainly in UK. Metropolitan Police Forensics. Fourth one is Interpol Forensic Science Lab. Interpol Forensic Science Lab. That is called the International Criminal Investigation. Interpol Forensic Science Lab. Now come to famous forensic lab in India. That we have already discussed. Central Forensic Science Laboratory. That is called CFSL. That is mainly located in Delhi, and it was established in 1964 and runs under the Ministry of Home Affairs, and that is Government of India. Its mainly specialization is one of the premier forensic lab offering services in DNA analysis, chemical analysis, fingerprint identification, toxicology, and cyber forensics. The most point that is to be notable that is handle high profile and complex cases for central and state agencies. It is mainly more important point, right? Some famous forensic lab in India that is called CFSL, I already discussed, that is called main Delhi and also in present in Hyderabad. Provide comprehensive forensic science including document examination, DNA and narcotics analysis. Third one is Central Forensic Science Laboratory, Kolkata, specializes in analysis of biological evidence in narcotics and explosives. State Forensic Science Laboratory, SFSL, State Forensic Science Laboratory. It is mainly located in Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Uttar Pradesh. Famous forensic labs in India. Other specialized labs in India that is called FSL, that Forensic Science Laboratory, Gujarat, known for detailed chemical and toxicological analysis. It is mainly helpful in chemical and toxicological evidences. About Rajasthan, handles DNA and crime scene investigation. If it is talking about West Bengal, FSL, offered expertise in document examination and serology. Uh, Directorate of Forensic Science Services. Who is the Directorate of Forensic Science Services? That is called role. Coordinates forensic services across India and oversees CFSL and SFSLs. It is mainly part of Ministry of Home Affairs. It is mainly handled by Ministry of Home Affairs. National Institute of Criminology and Forensic Sciences in Delhi provides training and research in forensic science and criminology, often collaborates with forensics labs for research and advanced techniques. Talking here about chain of custody. What is mainly, it can be asked in the question in the examination as well. What do you mean by chain of custody? Chain of custody is a documented unbroken trial showing the custody, control, transfer, analysis, and disposition of physical and biological evidences. In MLC cases like assault, sexual assault, unnatural death, poisoning, maintaining a strict chain of custody ensures evidence collected during the medical examination remains untampered, authentic, and legally admissible. Chain of custody in lab. Maintain integrity is crucial. Every person who handles the evidence is recorded. Evidence is logged in and out with timestamps. Labs use barcodes and tamper evidence packing. Here, the most important thing is that the steps of chain of custody, that is collection. Medical officers collect specimen that can be a blood, swab, cloth following protocols. Then after collection, we have to document it. Fill out the detailed MLC form, label specimen clearly, patient ID होनी चाहिए, pay date and time and sample type. Third part is packaging. Pack samples in a sterile, tamper evident container, usually paper envelopes, not plastic. Labeling. Each specimen has a unique identifiers, okay, and sealed label, signed and stamped by the collector. Now come to handover, transfer to forensic lab or investigating officer with a signed handover receipt. Then transfer, it can be after handover, it should be transferred to the labs. Use secure transfer, maintain proper condition, cooling if needed. After transport, receipt at lab. Lab officer logs evidence, check seals, sign receipt. After receiving a receipt from the lab, it could be analyzing all the evidences and storage. Post analysis, amble it into the custody or stored security, and after that court presentation. All document and person handling evidence testifying if required to establish unbroken case of custody. Now, so let me summarize the steps. First, we have to collect the documents, evidences. Then we have to document. After documented, it should be properly packaging. Then labeling. After labeling, it should be handover and proceed for transport. After transport, it should be transported to the labs and get a receipt. And it should be an analysis. And after analysis, it should be written and stored properly in the case of study. And after analysis, then we have to do the court presentation. After at all, we have to mainly understanding the role of nurse in evidence collection. Nurse's role in evidence collection, it can be photograph everything before moving or collecting. Photograph properly. Photograph everything before moving or collecting. Then we have to wear gloves change between samples. Use rigid container for fragile materials. Okay. After that, label all the containers properly with date, time, and item description and collector name. Use appropriate container, paper for biological, rigid for fragile, and separate for each items. Never store biological evidence in plastic unless frozen, as plastic traps moisture and cause degradation. Avoid use of chemicals or water unless for cleaning in labs. For skeletal evidence, work with forensic anthropologists to avoid losing critical information during recovery. Maintain case of study, record everyone who handled the evidence. Document every transfer of evidence with signature. Store specimen in secure and restricted access location. Ensure rapid transport to prevent sample degradation. Hope so you have understand about the nurse's role and the types of specimen and types of laboratory. So thank you so much.